Hi everyone, I'm Stan Mallow. Welcome to Paranormal Yacker. My guest on today's show, who I'll be yakking with, is Saheeda Ali. We'll be discussing the circumstances surrounding her being abducted by extraterrestrials when she was 8 months pregnant. Saheeda Ali, welcome to Paranormal Yacker.
Hello, Stan. It's my pleasure to be on the show with you, and thank you for having me.
My pleasure to have you here. It's been a while. Now, as you know, we go back many, many years.
Yes,
You have always been involved in esoteric matters, including earth energies. And today you are the owner of Green Earth Energy Wellness. I
yes,
congratulate you on that accomplishment. Later on
thank
in the
you.
show, I'll be speaking and letting our viewers know about it. But for
Yes,
now, I want to thank you for agreeing to discuss your abduction by EDs while pregnant. You were abducted when you were in your 8th month of pregnancy. How long ago was that?
that was in 1995
Hmm.
that it happened.
Where were you when that happened, or what were the circumstances that led up to the abduction?
Yes. So the funny thing is, since I was a very young child, I was always very much fascinated with the world and extraterrestrial beings outside of our world. I was always fascinated with UFOs and stuff like that, and I always knew there was something different, that we're not the only ones here on this planet. So when I was about 8 months pregnant in 1995, it happened. I was sitting outside actually. It was about like 1 in the morning, and I was sitting in the balcony of the condominium at my father's house. Yes, so as I was saying, I was sitting outside the condominium. It was late at night, and I could see the CN Tower. And it was a very hot night, and I was obviously 8 months expecting, and I couldn't sleep. And I just sat there looking at the CN Tower because it was, lit up. And all of a sudden, there was a light that came and stopped above the CN Tower. So I started looking at it in wonder, and like I was thinking, is that a plane or is that a helicopter? What is it? Because it didn't make sense for it to be hovering in one spot. And then a second light came right beside it. So they were like this. And I was looking at it, and it felt, I had this weird feeling, like I just felt it was something else. And right that moment, one of them shoot up into the sky like a shooting star, and the second one followed right behind it. So I kind of got freaked out, and I got up and I'm going inside. This is crazy. What I just saw, I couldn't believe it. And so I went in my room and I lay down in my bed, and next thing you know, I was somewhere else. And it was very interesting. Usually they say when stuff like this happen, a lot of times people are wiped off their memories so they don't remember. But I remembered. I even had marks on my body. So as I was in this room, there were three beings who were standing beside, but they almost looked transparent. And they were examining my belly because I was expecting. And it looked like as if like their hands were transparent and going through my stomach. And all I could remember was saying, I was telling them to get away from my baby. I kept saying that and shouting that. And I all of a sudden came back, and I was sitting on my bed, and it was 5 a.m. in the morning. And I was drenched in sweat, and I didn't know what happened because I woke up sitting down on my bed, and I was like in like a really it was very shocking experience for me because I didn't know what to make of it. And I knew it wasn't a dream because I could see and feel everything. And so 5 a.m. I got up. I was like so hot, and then I went in the shower, and then my belly was itching. So when I looked at my navel, below my navel, there were three almost like crop circles, three sizes, like large, medium, and small. and it looked as if like a probe went inside my stomach. So that was the mark on my stomach that I saw.
Just two things. One,
Yes,
happily, we have an international audience, so
yes,
I think we can safely assume when you say the CN Tower, you were in Toronto.
yes, in
That's
Toronto.
kind of was okay. Just to
Yes,
clarify
in
that,
Toronto.
because I
Yes,
know people are going to email me. Where's the CN
the CN
Tower?
Tower.
From Toronto.
Yes, from Toronto. And
Yes, and you saw the marks on you. What
the
did they
mark.
look like again?
Yeah, it almost looked like crop circles, like it was like a large circle, and then below it was a medium circle, and then a small circle, like three sides.
And what was going in your mind when you saw it? I mean, that's here you are 8 months pregnant.
Hmm.
You've obviously been abducted, and all of a sudden these crop circle marks appear on you. What
Hmm.
was in your mind? What was your
Um,
mindset like?
I was in shock, but I knew it happened. Like I was so 100% sure that it happened, and it was like it was very itchy. Like I could feel like they used some kind of probe, maybe to test something, take a sample or something like that. And the next morning I woke up, I told my father, and my father said to me, "You have to report it." When I showed him the marks, he said, "You have to report it." And I did not want to, because I had told my father that, like, if the government find out, they might take me and my child for experiments. So I didn't want to. But when the marks healed within a week, it there was no scar or nothing. It felt like nothing was there. It totally disappeared.
When you were with the aliens, or they did on you whatever they did with
Hmm.
you, do you recall what the room or the space of the area was like? Like, do you recall how big it was? Was there furniture in it? Did it have the feeling of a hospital room or some other type of room? Where did you feel you were? What kind of a feeling did you have?
It felt like I was on a table, but I knew I was in a room, but I was surrounded by the three of them, but I couldn't really see the rest of the room. I mean, I could see they were see through, but I was
Mm-hmm.
in that state, like that hypnotic state, where I was just very shocked, and you know, um, the room wasn't that bright. It was like dim lighted, and um, all I remember, like I could feel myself. I was on a table and I was surrounded by them.
Mm-hmm. Now, did the ETs communicate with you either verbally or telepathically?
At that time, no. But I have also realized that that event led up to my spiritual awakening, and at some subconscious level, that I had allowed it, and even remembering the event was a purpose for it. Because in when I had my spiritual awakening in 2012, in 2015, I connected with the Pleiadians. So after that, I did have communication with beings outside of this world, and the right beings, um, and they have taught me a lot.
That's absolutely fascinating. Now,
Hmm.
why do you think these aliens chose you to contact someone who was 8 months pregnant? Do
Hmm.
you think that your being pregnant was
Yeah.
a factor in them, abducting you? And if so,
Hmm.
why?
Well, a lot of times, a lot of people who are being abducted are usually star seeds, and because we carry a different DNA, and also they abduct star seeds because they're trying to create their own colonization. So a lot of times, if I was pregnant, it could be, and it's still till this day, it's in my mind that there must be a clone of my daughter somewhere out there. It's been on my mind since then, you
Sure,
know.
that's understandable.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how long a time you were with them, or you lost all track of time when you were with them?
Yeah, well, to me, when I woke up, it was 5 a.m. It felt like a split second, because, in space, time doesn't really exist, right? And they travel at the speed of light. So it to me, it felt like within seconds. But when I woke up, it was like 5 a.m. in the morning. A couple of hours had passed in our earthly time.
Our Earth time, yes.
Yeah.
Did you ever mention to your daughter about what you experienced when you were 8 months pregnant with her?
Yes, I have. I have. And she has listened to the story, and she's she doesn't really talk about it. She doesn't really ask too many questions, but she's aware of what has taken place.
Hmm. Did she ever mention to you, it be it in her dreams or otherwise, anything that could even remotely be connected to having an out of this world or out of this body type experience?
Well, she did have outer body experiences, and she is very intuitive. So, and I have noticed, like as I progress in my spirituality or as in my growth, she kind of comes up with me. So she's like a part of my energy, right? And she has seen things through her third eye, and she's very intuitive. So she does have those gifts too in her. But so far, she has not mentioned anything in terms of extraterrestrial. My son has, though, but not her.
Well, tell me about that. That's interesting. Did
Yeah.
you have any contact with alien beings at the time you were pregnant with your son, or not at all?
No, actually, not at all. Not at all. But from my spiritual awakening, like a lot of my gifts were awakened, and part of it was me always doing astral traveling. And I met this family on um, the extraterrestrial family who told me my son was their family and they're watching over him. So they showed themselves to me because my son is also a star seed. And so, yeah, my son, since he was little, he would say, "Mommy, I saw a UFO," or "Mommy," like he's very aware of what's happening on the planet. And sometimes I would ask him, "How do you know?" And he's like, "I don't know."
But he knows.
He knows.
Did he come before or after your daughter? Was he born before your daughter or
He's
after?
he's 5 years younger than my daughter, so he came after her.
Okay, so there might
Yeah,
be a history unbeknownst to you and him where maybe
yeah,
there was some sort of connection and maybe
yes,
it comes to fruition when it comes with your daughter.
yeah.
Now,
And the funny thing is that my son makes music, and his album is called Starseed.
that was a good name. If there's a cover story to it, every album gives a cover story. That would be a great cover story.
Yes,
If he had it on that, I would recommend he do that.
yeah.
Now, did you yourself ever attempt to somehow channel or contact the EDs who abducted you and ask them why they chose you?
Hmm.
What experiments, if any, did they conduct on you, on your unborn baby, and the
Hmm.
reason for those experiments that had to be in your mind?
It has been on my mind, and through my spirituality and my own intuition, I did not really contact them, but the beings that I connected with were the Pleiadians. And the Pleiadians are highly evolved spiritual beings. They almost have like the angelic status, and they are helping our planet. So I used to channel the Pleiadians in 2015, but I'm not sure the beings who took me. I intuitively know that their intention was to study my DNA, because I do have a rare blood type. It's B negative, and only 3% of the world population has the blood type.
Hmm.
And those blood types are linked to extraterrestrial beings. So they had a purpose. Like I said, they were, they building their colonization, and there was a purpose. They came and took maybe sample of my unborn child, and I never asked them because I was told there was no reason to connect with them again. Because I'm not sure if these beings were of good intention or bad.
Oh,
They did look like they were very short, and they were gray, and and they were not tall beings. They were short beings. So um, yeah, I never really tried to contact them. Although my ability to contact beings was became wide open, but I never really reached out to them, but I reached out to other beings who were of more loving nature and helping us, humanity evolve. So I was connecting with them.
Out of curiosity, does your son or daughter have your blood type or not?
My daughter does.
She does.
Yes.
That's quite fascinating. Now, when you talk about colonization,
Yeah.
is it colonization of their planet or colonization of our Earth planet?
There.
There.
Yeah. So, and a lot of times they take back. So, even the beings who are born on the earth as star seeds, our purpose is to take information and take it back from where we are, where we came from. And through our experiences, they are learning through our experiences as it is in a human body.
My next question I'm going to change, because originally I was going to ask you if they ever contacted you again. If they did, what would you say to them? And I just learned very recently from you, and this boggles my mind, that very recently they did have in contact with you, and it was at a time where you were sick. They helped you get better. Now, I'd like to know all the circumstances involved with that. Did they come to you without you asking? Did you ask for that help? What was this whole scenario?
I think on a subconscious level, we do ask because I did want to know on a subconscious level. On a subconscious level, I have asked multiple times to show me or tell me like why, but it never happened. But just recently, when I was in that sleep state, because you're fully open when you're sleeping, your astral body kind of leaves your body, and your subconscious is fully active while your conscious mind goes to sleep. They did come, but this time they had. Have you seen like the outfits, like Egyptian outfits or India that has like glass, like embroidery with glass?
Yes.
Okay, so they had that kind of square thing around their neck, the three of them. And I was told they came for the sole purpose of to do healing on me.
Do you know how they did it? Were they just told you that they were doing it? Was it sort of like a hands-on type healing or sending energy to you? Or what was the process involved in them healing you?
Yeah. This time I don't remember. I just remember seeing them and the message they had given me when I woke up the next morning and asked why. That was the message that I got, that it was for the purpose of healing. So, but at this time, I did not remember like how they did it, because they are, I believe a lot of things they do is energetic and telepathic.
Like how long a time was it from you not feeling well to you feeling well? Was it like instantaneous, minutes, hours, overnight, a few days?
It was overnight, actually.
It was overnight with that.
Yeah.
And what went in your mind after all of this time? Now, these were the same ones or different ones? Were they the same ones who came to you when you were pregnant, 8 months pregnant, or different ones, different aliens?
They did look similar, but this time they had the embroidery. I don't know if it is a cloth or necklace kind of thing with glass on it, embroidered looking. So yeah, it was a bit different, but
I mean, I find it's amazing that they came to you in dress, because more often than not, it's just energy that people see or light, but not necessarily in clothing, and not as specific as you were mentioning.
And I've heard like a lot of people usually when they some people see me, they say we feel an energy of Egypt from you, but then the clothing, this part of whatever it was just around the neck, but it was embroidery work, and it had the glass inside the embroidery work like the Egyptian or an Indian clothing would look.
Did you, by any chance, do any Googling or something into museums and books on it where you could see clothing that would be similar to that, so you could pinpoint it maybe to a time?
Yeah. Yeah, intuitively, I did feel it was connected to Egypt, but I have not. A lot of times I don't. The reason why, because I do a lot of work in meditation, and a lot of times I try to get the answers through meditation. And I know that when it's time, I will know what it was.
So you're very, very patient. But obviously you know there is a connection, and when it's
Yes,
time for you to know, you
yeah,
will know.
yeah.
That's
And a lot of
great.
times, and a lot of times I have learned to just trust whatever it was, you know, and yeah, for the healing to fully occur, sometimes you have to take your mind out and just trust in the process. Because sometimes, like, our human minds, like, it wants to know the answers and wants to find out. But a lot of times I've learned to trust, and then whatever is shown to me will come through when the time is right.
Now, why have you decided, and I'm pleased that you did, come
Yes.
out in the open and share your abduction
Hmm.
experience with others? I
When did
give
I
you
dis-
credit for that because a lot of people go through things and they don't want anybody to know about it. You did.
Yeah.
So I thank you
Well,
for that.
thank you. It took me a while actually to come out. I believe it was 2016 when I was having a major career change, and I was guided to work with the earth. Um, I was interviewed by Earth Mysteries News, and that was my first interview. Um, the, One of my friends who was part of Earth Mysteries, after hearing my story, he really encouraged me to come out, and so I did.
I'm pleased as punch, and I'm sure the paranormal actor viewers are too. So that's great. Now, what you just said is a perfect
Mhm.
segue to my next question to you.
Yes.
Saheeda, as I mentioned at the beginning of our interview, you were the owner of the Green Earth Energy Wellness. You're
Hmm.
also a certified horticulturist, therapist, hold many other titles and skills.
Yeah.
Uh, should any of my viewers want to get in touch with you, what
Hmm.
is your contact information?
Okay. My phone number would be 647-904-0254. I do have an Instagram with Green Earth Energy Wellness, and a Facebook business page, which is Green Earth Energy Wellness. And you will find all my services there.
I have another question for you.
Yes.
Seeing all the things that you're involved with, energy and the earth,
Hmm.
uh, and the connection to aliens, other beings, etc. Do you think somewheres back, somewheres in time, that there was that connection, and maybe one of your purposes here is to put us Earthlings in contact with our own Mother Earth, and maybe we should be nicer to it than we are?
Yes, for sure. That was I was guided to share a message right now as we were interviewing. It is something that the Pleiadians have taught me, and something that has really helped me in my life. And we are very much connected to Mother Earth. And anything that's happening right now in the planet, I'm guided to tell everyone that it is very important to go within, heal and harmonize our own chakras, because the earth, Mother Earth herself, has her own 11 chakras, and we are so much connected to earth. The frequency of the nature is the connection between the humans and God. If you look at nature itself, you know that saying that we are one with nature, right? If you look
Correct.
at a human hemoglobin, a cell of a human hemoglobin, and a cell of a plant chloroplast, under a microscope, it is exactly the same. The only difference is the human hemoglobin uses protein, and the uh, plant cell uses manganese. So we are very much with alignment with nature. So to and my message to people are not focused so much on the external as to what is going on. Mother Earth going through a reset. She's already evolved. It's the human beings who are catching up, and whether we like it or no, we have no choice. We have to catch up. So everything that you haven't healed within yourself, everything's going to come out. And sometimes it does seem like the world is going crazy, but my advice to everyone is do your work, meditate, go within. Anything that comes up, any feelings, send it love and heal yourself, because the earth, the world is a reflection of every single human being. Anything, our inner being, anything we haven't healed is a reflection, comes out as a reflection in the outer world. So, and just be you, you know, you don't have to be anything more or less, just be you and be authentic and yeah.
I think that's great advice, and I hope a lot of people heed it. Now, is that part of the message that the Pleiadians or other alien beings told you to relate?
Yes, that was one of the first things the Pleiadians had taught me when I connected with them, and they taught me to be you. You know, don't try to be this person or that person. Just be you. You know, you have love for something, you have passion for something. You know, embrace who you are, because every single human being here, whether starseed or not starseed, we all have a purpose, and the purpose is the evolution of our soul. You know, we are here to evolve. We are here to gain knowledge and wisdom, and it's part of our spiritual journey. And for the starseeds, we are taking that wisdom back home for our own civilization. The way, because the Pleiadians had also told me that there will be a time in this lifetime that human beings are going to wake up, and it's going to be like uh, the planet will be shared with other beings, but the humans won't remember anything, except to them they would think this was normal. Like like the memory would be gone of how life was on Earth, and one day everyone's gonna wake up and we'll be sharing the planet Earth with other beings.
That's great. And you think we're going to be sharing in harmony amongst each other? That seems to be problematic today, going on with that. What you're telling
Mm-hmm.
me, I'm choosing to be optimistic about it. It looks
Yes,
like we're going to hopefully get our act together. Okay, that's great. Saheeda Ali, I thank you
yes.
for being my guest on Paranormal Yacker and sharing your very personal alien abduction experience with my audience. And the best of luck to you and everything you want to do in life, and for your son and for your daughter.
Thank you, Stan. Thank you for your time and having me on the show, and sending you my love and blessings. And to all the viewers who are watching, I thank you very much. And yes, thank you.
Thank you. Great interview. Hi, everyone. I'm Stan Mallow, host of Paranormal Yacker, an exciting free YouTube series that explores everything from ghosts to UFOs. To view the series, just click on any of the photo thumbnails below. I would greatly appreciate it if you subscribe to my free YouTube channel. All you have to do is click on the subscribe for free button at the top of this page. Thanks.